Welcome to Farewell to Legends. I'm Anthony. Today we take a moment to say goodbye to those unforgettable souls who gave so much to the world. Their passion, hard work, and presence touched countless lives. Though they are no longer with us, their legacy remains, living on through memories that time can never take away. Betty A. Bridges was born on August 1, 1941, in Dallas, Texas, and spent her life contributing to the world of film and television with a quiet but steady dedication. While she was not always a public-facing figure, her presence could be felt in the projects she worked on, both as an actress and as someone who supported storytelling behind the scenes. She appeared in works such as A Night at the Roxbury, contributed to A Day in the Life of Mia, and was also associated with the well-known television series NYPD Blue. Beyond her screen credits, she was respected for her professionalism, consistency, and commitment to her craft in an industry that often changes quickly. She shared her life with her husband, James Bridges, and together they formed a partnership grounded in creativity and mutual respect. Over time, her work and dedication left a lasting impression on colleagues and audiences alike, even if she preferred to stay out of the spotlight. She passed away in Phoenix, Arizona, at the age of 83, and her cause of death was not publicly disclosed. Her legacy continues through the projects she contributed to and the people she inspired throughout her career. Buzz Cason, born James Elmore Cason on November 27, 1939, in Nashville, grew up right in the middle of a city that was shaping modern American music. From an early age, he was drawn to rock and roll, eventually becoming a founding member of Nashville's first rock band, The Casuals. That early start set the tone for a career that never really left music behind, even when his role changed. In the 1960s, he briefly recorded under the name Gary Miles and had some chart recognition, but his deeper impact came through songwriting, collaboration, and studio work. He worked alongside respected musicians like Leon Russell and contributed to sessions connected with the Crickets, helping shape the sound behind the scenes rather than always standing in the spotlight. One of his most lasting achievements was co-writing Everlasting Love, a song that became a hit for Robert Knight and was later revived by multiple artists across different eras, proving its timeless appeal. He also worked as a backing vocalist for major performers, including Elvis Presley, adding texture to some iconic recordings. Cason remained creatively active throughout his life, later sharing his experiences in a memoir that reflected the early, unpredictable energy of rock's rise. He passed away in Franklin at the age of 84 with no publicly disclosed cause of death, leaving behind a legacy that continues to echo through generations of music lovers. Don Schlitz was one of the most influential songwriters in modern music, known for shaping generations through his storytelling, even though he often stayed out of the spotlight. He passed away at the age of 73 after a sudden illness, leaving behind a legacy built on deeply emotional and timeless lyrics. Born on August 29, 1952 in Durham, he grew up surrounded by Southern culture and family stories that later influenced his writing style. From a young age, he was more interested in how words could capture human feelings than in performing them himself, which naturally led him toward songwriting. In his early 20s, he moved to Nashville to pursue music, where he faced rejection and financial struggles, but continued to write with patience and belief in his craft. His breakthrough came with The Gambler, recorded by Kenny Rogers, which became a global success and earned major recognition, turning him into a respected name in country music. He went on to write numerous hit songs performed by major artists, many of which became emotional classics. His work earned him entry into both the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Even with his success, he stayed humble and often connected with storytelling in intimate music spaces. His passing marks the loss of a true musical storyteller whose songs continue to inspire and resonate across generations. Hans Kemna, born on March 5, 1940 in Rotterdam, grew up in a home closely connected to the performing arts as his father worked in theater. That early environment played a quiet but important role in shaping his future path. After studying at the Amsterdam Theatre School, he entered the emerging field of casting in the Netherlands, helping to shape and define a profession that was still finding its identity at the time. In 1970, he established his own agency, which later developed into Kemna Casting and eventually Post Castellane Casting. Through this work, he became one of the most respected casting directors in Dutch film and television, known for his strong intuition in selecting the right actors for the right roles. Alongside his behind-the-scenes career, he occasionally appeared in supporting roles in well-known productions such as Floris, Turkish Delight, Bancher, and Kinderen geen Bezwaar. Over the years, his contribution to the industry was widely acknowledged, earning him honors including the Gouden Kalf in 2005 and the Rembrandt Award in 2012. He shared a long personal partnership with Adrian Brine, whom he married in 2000. Hans Kemna passed away in Amsterdam at the age of 84, with his cause of death not publicly disclosed, leaving behind a lasting influence on Dutch performing arts. Van Hammer, born Mark Ty Hildreth on November 1, 1959, lived a life shaped by discipline, performance, and constant reinvention. Raised in a structured environment in Hebron, he later joined the United States Navy, where he developed the physical toughness and mental discipline that would influence his future career. After completing his service, he transitioned into professional wrestling and trained under respected mentors like Boris Malenko and Dan Spivey. Entering the industry in the early 1990s, he gained attention in World Championship Wrestling with a rock star-inspired persona that stood out for its energy, charisma, and bold presentation during a highly competitive era. He shared the ring with notable names and became a recognizable figure for fans who followed wrestling's evolving style during that time. As the industry changed, he reinvented himself and later aligned with Raven's flock, adopting a darker character that reflected a new phase in his career. Like many performers of his era, his journey included both success and setbacks, along with personal challenges that affected his time in the spotlight. Outside the ring, his life also faced difficulties that shaped public perception, but his contributions to wrestling remained part of his identity. Van Hammer passed away at the age of 66, leaving behind a legacy defined by individuality, transformation, and his presence during a memorable period in wrestling history. Jodie Foster is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent and disciplined figures in Hollywood, known for performances that combine emotional depth with intellectual precision. Her career spans decades, but what makes her story compelling is not just fame or awards, it is the quiet strength behind them. She entered the entertainment industry at an age when most children are still discovering themselves, and from that moment, life became a balance between work, identity, and personal growth. Instead of a traditional childhood, she experienced structured responsibility, professional demands, and early exposure to adult environments. Over time, she developed a strong sense of independence and emotional awareness that shaped both her craft and her life choices. Her journey is ultimately about evolution, learning how to grow, protect her individuality, and build a meaningful artistic legacy while navigating a world that rarely pauses for childhood. Early life and family foundation. Jodie Foster's early life was shaped by both resilience and responsibility. Raised in a household led by a single mother, she grew up in an environment where stability depended on constant effort. Her father was not present, which meant her mother carried the emotional and financial responsibilities alone. This created a home where structure, discipline, and survival naturally became part of daily life. While there was care and love, there was also pressure to maintain balance in difficult circumstances. Foster learned early that comfort is not always guaranteed and that strength often comes from adapting to challenges. This understanding shaped her emotional foundation, making her mature earlier than most children her age. Instead of a carefree upbringing, she developed a serious and focused outlook on life. These early experiences did not limit her. They shaped her into someone who understood responsibility, endurance, and the value of self-reliance. Palluri Baburi, childhood intelligence and early development. From an early age, Jodie Foster displayed remarkable intelligence and emotional awareness. She began reading at a very young age and quickly developed a level of comprehension that stood out to adults around her. Her ability to understand language, emotion, and structure was unusually advanced for a child. However, this early maturity was not only natural, it was also influenced by her environment, where responsibility and structure were part of everyday life. Instead of being encouraged only to play, she was gradually introduced to disciplined routines and performance-based activities. This combination of natural ability and early responsibility shaped her intellectual development. She learned quickly, observed carefully, and adapted to expectations with ease. While many children grow gradually into awareness, Foster's development accelerated early, preparing her for the structured demands of acting and public life. This phase laid the foundation for her future as both an artist and an intellectual thinker. Entry into acting and early career. Jodie Foster entered acting at a very young age, beginning with commercials that quickly led to more professional opportunities. Her natural presence and confidence on camera made her stand out immediately. What started as small appearances gradually turned into a consistent working schedule. She soon found herself balancing school responsibilities with filming commitments, learning how to manage time and expectations in an adult environment. Acting was not treated as a hobby in her life, it became structured work. This early exposure helped her develop discipline and adaptability as she learned to follow direction, memorize scripts, and perform under pressure. While other children were experiencing typical childhood routines, Foster was already understanding the rhythm of production sets. This early entry into the entertainment industry marked the beginning of her professional identity and shaped her understanding of responsibility in a very practical and lasting way. Life as a child performer. As her career grew, Jodie Foster's childhood became closely connected to her work in film and television. She was frequently on set, working alongside adults and managing expectations far beyond her age. Directors often praised her focus, professionalism, and ability to deliver consistent performances. However, behind this recognition was a child adjusting to a highly structured world. Her daily life involved long hours, rehearsals, and emotional preparation for roles. Instead of experiencing a traditional childhood filled with leisure and exploration, she developed within a professional environment that required discipline and control. This shaped her personality into one that was composed, observant, and highly responsible. While she gained valuable experience and skill, she also missed many aspects of a conventional childhood. This dual experience, growth through work and absence of normal childhood freedom, became an important part of her personal and emotional development. Early challenges and on-set experiences. Working in film production at a young age meant that Jodie Foster occasionally faced physically and emotionally demanding situations. Long filming hours, repeated takes, and structured routines required endurance and patience. Even when conditions were difficult, she continued performing, learning how to manage pressure without losing focus. These experiences helped her build resilience and emotional control, qualities that became essential in her later career. Being on set also taught her how professional environments function, especially the importance of discipline and consistency. While challenging, these moments contributed to her ability to remain composed in high-pressure situations. She learned early that performance often requires emotional strength behind the scenes, not just what is visible on screen. This phase of her life strengthened her adaptability and prepared her for the intensity of long-term work in the film industry. Taxi Driver and early recognition. Her role in Taxi Driver marked a major turning point in Jodie Foster's career. The film brought her international attention and introduced her as a performer capable of deep emotional complexity even at a young age. Working on such an intense project required careful guidance and a structured environment, as the subject matter was mature and demanding. Despite her age, Foster delivered a performance that critics praised for its depth and authenticity. This role changed how the industry and audiences viewed her, transforming her from a child actress into a serious dramatic talent. The recognition she received was significant, but it also brought increased visibility and responsibility. This moment became a defining step in her journey, establishing her reputation as a performer with exceptional emotional range and intellectual strength. Education, safety, and public attention. As Jodie Foster's fame increased, her personal life became more visible to the public, requiring careful boundaries to protect her privacy. Even while continuing her education, she had to navigate an environment where public attention often followed her. Protective measures were taken to ensure she could continue her studies safely and with minimal disruption. This created a unique balance between normal academic life and the demands of fame. She continued learning while also managing the expectations that came with being a recognized figure. These experiences taught her early about the importance of privacy and emotional boundaries. Over time, she developed the ability to separate her personal identity from her public image, a skill that became essential throughout her life and career. Academic growth and intellectual identity. Despite her acting career, Jodie Foster placed strong importance on education. She attended university and pursued academic studies that deepened her intellectual curiosity. Literature, psychology, and storytelling became areas of interest that influenced her artistic thinking. Education provided her with balance, allowing her to develop an identity beyond acting. It also strengthened her ability to analyze characters and narratives more deeply. This academic foundation became an important part of her creative process, helping her approach roles with insight and thoughtfulness. Her time in education reinforced independence and self-awareness, shaping her not just as an actress, but as a thinker. This intellectual identity became a defining characteristic of her personality and artistic approach, career transition, and early adult struggles. As she moved into adulthood, Jodie Foster faced a natural shift in her career. The transition from child actress to adult performer was not immediate or smooth. Opportunities became less consistent, and she experienced periods of uncertainty in the industry. This stage required patience and resilience as she worked to redefine her professional identity. She faced competition, changing expectations, and moments of rejection, all of which challenged her confidence. However, instead of stepping away, she used this time to reassess her career direction. She became more selective with roles, focusing on meaningful and substantial projects. This period taught her that long-term success requires adaptation and thoughtful decision-making rather than constant visibility. The Accused and artistic reinvention. The Accused marked a powerful moment of reinvention in Jodie Foster's career. The role required emotional strength and careful preparation, as it dealt with deeply serious subject matter. Foster approached the performance with commitment and discipline, delivering a portrayal that earned critical recognition and respect. This film helped redefine her position in Hollywood, showing that she was not only a former child star but a mature and serious actress capable of handling complex roles. It also demonstrated her willingness to take on challenging material that required emotional depth. This project became a turning point that re-established her artistic identity and expanded her career opportunities. Silence of the Lambs and career peak. Her performance in The Silence of the Lambs became one of the most iconic roles in film history. As Clarice Starling, she portrayed intelligence, courage, and vulnerability with remarkable control. The role required careful emotional balance, and her performance received widespread acclaim. It earned her one of the highest levels of recognition in the film industry and became a defining moment in her career. The character remains culturally significant, representing strength through intelligence and determination. This phase marked the peak of her influence as an actress and solidified her legacy in cinema. Directing and creative expansion. After achieving success in acting, Jodie Foster expanded her career into directing and producing. This shift allowed her to explore storytelling from behind the camera, focusing on emotional depth and character-driven narratives. Directing gave her creative control and allowed her to express artistic ideas in new ways. She became interested in stories that reflected human complexity and emotional realism. This phase of her career demonstrated her growth as an artist and her desire to contribute to cinema beyond acting. It also highlighted her evolution into a storyteller with a broader creative vision. Private life and emotional boundaries. Throughout her career, Jodie Foster maintained a strong commitment to privacy. She carefully separated her personal life from public attention, choosing to keep her relationships and family life out of the spotlight. This approach allowed her to maintain emotional stability and focus on her work without constant public interference. She built a grounded personal environment that supported her long-term well-being. Her ability to maintain boundaries became one of her defining strengths, helping her navigate fame while preserving her individuality. Legacy and human reflection. Jodie Foster's legacy is defined by intelligence, discipline, and artistic excellence. Her journey reflects a rare combination of early responsibility, intellectual growth, and creative achievement. She successfully transitioned from child performer to respected filmmaker while maintaining her individuality and integrity. Her story is not only about success in cinema, but about the ability to grow, adapt, and remain grounded in a demanding industry. She represents resilience, shaped through experience and thoughtful evolution.